Hey everyone, and welcome to another daily video from Shopify Dropshipping Lifestyle. My name is Ricky Hayes, and in today's video we're going into how to hit over 40k in sales in a day, and how I've done that using Facebook Ads Manager. Okay, so a number of you will probably be wondering first. Let's get straight into it. Alright, there we go. So a number of you are probably wondering why I haven't used recent one, and that's because I'm going to do a couple of videos on it because there's different points in the journey, and I wanted to start with that one. So on that day, as you can see here, can I expand this? That's so annoying. I better scroll it. That's better. That's smarter. You can see there that that day had been spent, what was it, 19,000 in ads and 40,000 in return with the 2.12 in Ads Manager. Now this is bearing in mind that a lot of Ads Manager doesn't actually contain a lot of the actual data, and that is a pain. You can see on the day as well, see, these are the columns that I pretty much use. CPC, website content views, add to basket, purchase, return on ad spend, unique click-through rate, conversion value, the purchase conversion, the frequency, and the cost per purchase. Now, I will admit that the cost per purchase I don't use all that much on it. Look at that as the defining factor. You can see that one of my campaigns did absolutely shocking. The second one from the bottom there, you can see that it got 0.82. High click-through rate, but really crappy conversions. Now that's, or decent click-through rate, I should say. So what that means is that I need to go back to my product page and I need to work on that. You can see that my other one that I've spent a lot of money on, that it's got 1.77 ROAS. And although that looks bad, it's actually quite profitable, because the reason that I bring that up is that this is actually not accurate. That day, it was about 50. So it was about 2.6 ROAS. And the reason is that there's a few reasons. One, if you're not using a post-purchase upsell app, let's say like OCU or something, or Carthook, which is what I use, then you're going to miss out on sales anyway. This is one of the things when it comes to scaling that becomes a problem. In fact, it doesn't even matter when it's scaling or not. Sales just don't get attributed. The common reason for that is people sharing. Facebook, just its algorithm based on various factors doesn't define that as direct marketing that the sale was attributed. Okay, you can see as a whole that the cost per click for these ads and campaigns, because sorry, this is at the campaign level. Oh, pardon me. That at the campaign level, it's actually quite high. Okay, you can see though, the ones with the profitable ROAS, those are mostly retargeting. Okay, you can see one that's doing really well, that needs to be scaled, and the other ones basically are negative, and that's on the front end. And this is what I mean by when I say that the front end is not really that good as a point to use when you're scaling. And that's important to know, because, whether it's on 40k days, whether it's on 70k days, whether it's on 200k days, the front end's always going to look worse than the back end. You can see as a whole that the actual margins are 2.12, which is good. But you can see the cost per purchase is $30, just shy of $31, sorry. And that many people would say is bad, and I'm sure that I get flamed for that because I'm a bad marketer, right? No, that doesn't mean that I'm a bad marketer. What it means is that my focus point is on using Facebook like anyone should, whether you're running your own agency or whatever, which is what we should all be doing, is trying to diversify our income and utilize our skills. Is that at the end of the day, all that matters is that your actual sales on your store reflect, your actual profit margins, okay? And I just wanted to show this and give an idea of the journey. So like the ads have they've come a long way. It's always been the process that I've always given. You find a product, okay? So you choose a niche, all right? General niche is what I like to define it as. You choose a general niche, and then you start building your store. You build on the back end, and then you want to start marketing. Now, there's a lot of different strategies out there. None of them are technically wrong, but the one that I like to stick with is the most simple. And I find that this works for the clients that I help, the students that I have, or whatever. The same approach is, if I want to purchase, I go purchase. I don't split test my conversion for view content or add to cart or add payment info. I'll make lookalikes around those, but I don't optimize for that because I want purchase. And it does mean that the front end, when getting these cost per purchases and everything else, is higher. Like if these were view content, then that would probably be beneath $1. Easy. But it's not. But the thing is, it's still profitable. And that's all that matters. And what's important to know is part of the reason the cost per click's higher is because a number of the ads are to desktop, and desktop's quite profitable, but your cost per click's higher. Like, look at that. I don't know, can't remember what campaign that is off the top of my head, but you can see that nearly $4 a click, and it's still, and that one could say that that's really bad, but the problem that anyone would have, and that I have, is that with cart hook, a lot of these sales aren't attributed, okay? This is what will happen. It's the main downside of this. And this is what I mean by it's always the back end. This is purely the front end. I mean, I'm only showing this because everyone will be curious about it. But at the end of the day, it really means nothing. What really matters is the back end. So what happened was you have the product. Yeah, I use videos, predominantly use videos. Images do still work. And that's something you split test. But I do try and start with video now. And definitely for, with your retargeting and that, you do much the same, but also DPA. But basically, you have your campaign and you set it to $5 budgets. It comes down to your overall budget, of course. But again, I always stick to the same thing. Is just, especially if it's a new product, that I go three ad sets at $5 each. Right, and that can be in any currency. A number of people are asking me, does it have to be in US? Not necessarily, no. It can be in your currency. It really doesn't matter. It's better to have it in your currency. If you did want to make it in US dollars, the equivalent of, please don't make it in another currency. You're going to get foreign transaction fees. But you want to at least go $5 in your currency, okay? It's the $2, let's say, for Australian to American, is not really going to make much of a difference. Whatever your currency is, to comparing it to American is not really going to make much of a difference. It's really not. You're either going to get a sale or not. That $2 is not going to be the difference between you getting the most insanely winning product or not. Because usually when you find a winner, you're going to get a sale within that $5 regardless. Okay, and that's important to remember. A number of my students and people that I help and all of that, they have it in their currency and it works fine, all right? It works fine technically, but again, don't worry about it. So then you do that, you do the interest targeting. You do it always the same, just very basic interest targeting. Don't spend forever. I don't even really use the Audience Insights tool unless I'm absolutely stuck. I use other tools that help me get ideas for interest. But, you sort of look at the product and you get an idea and you just go bam off the top of your head, bam off the top of your head, bam off the top of your head. You want to train yourself to get to the point where you can actually just do this off the top of your head. And that's the same for everything, is that it doesn't have to be perfect. So if you're, let's say, just a quick example, dog collar, okay? I would just type in Google dog magazines, okay? Top 10 dog magazines. There you go. You've got ideas for that. Or top 10 dog websites. There you go. You can see how just those few things, you're going to get interest, because I can guarantee you there is no such thing as a perfect audience. What we define as perfect audience, the actual market may not define as a perfect audience. Now, there can be a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons why things work and a lot of reasons why things don't work. And, you know, a lot of those things can come down to a simple functionality issue on your website. So this is what I mean by when I say that you have to think carefully about your website and work on the back end of your website. A number of you are probably going to laugh at the fact that, look at that, those stats are crap. Sorry, I keep losing my train of thought because I've got so many things in my mind. But if I wasn't doing so much work on the back end of Shopify, then yeah, this would be pretty... Well, actually, no, it's not really that bad because it's 2.12. I know, for instance, the Tan brothers, who are a million times better than me, you know, whenever you scale, your ROAS is going to go down. Okay, that's just reality, and this is why you want to make the front end just in purely that. I've always taken the approach that the front end is the front end, the back end is the back end, and I like to use the back end to support the front end. Okay, I have people again that I help that their sales have really died out. They can't get sales on Facebook, right? But because I got a really strong back end, their customers come back. Because they provided excellent customer service, their customers come back. And as a result, even in dry times, which is definitely going to happen to everyone, I don't care who you are, you're going to have dry times, you're going to have non-profitable days. That's business, okay? You look at huge corporations, they have profit loss years, and that's what happens, but business rolls on, okay? The difference between a large corporation or us is that they have a massive amount of funding, and you know we're using our funding, okay? And that's really the only difference. But fundamentally, it's all the same, right? And so that's how I work. And so all I then did, and all I continue to do, is I optimize. And I don't mean just optimize your ads. That's foolish. Optimize your website, okay? You optimize. There isn't a week that you go by and you shouldn't be speaking to your developer and then say, I want to run a GT metrics report and I want to improve site speed. Okay, you know, because GT metrics is quite confusing, I'll be honest. But as long as if you can test your website in incognito mode and it's relatively quick and test it on your phone, then you're fine. But anyway, that being said, then, you know, you work on the back end of your store. If you've watched my other videos, if you're in my course, which you should be. Anyway, but if you're, you know, one of my many students, etc., blah, blah, blah. The one thing that everyone knows that I talk about is that the back end is always my first priority. Okay, I've always found from the people that I help with, you know, any store, irregardless of this, you know, like this is basically just a hook, you know, the 40K, but you know, you can hit these figures too. You know, what you're then going to do is you're going to optimize your ads. You're going to optimize that. What you're going to do is you're going to have hurdles. Okay. Now, the journey, the bad side of this, there's no such thing as just pure good side. Is Stripe's going to be a pain in your ass. PayPal's going to be a pain in your ass. Don't be surprised if your funds start getting limited. Okay, if your funds start getting limited. That's why you'll see a lot of people that are in e-com, they're going to have a massive credit card, or they're going to have like a massive business loan that they can just draw from all the time to fund this. And because Stripe and PayPal, you know, if you're, especially let's say on a weekend, that you're marketing and you're spending $20,000 a day, okay, cool. You're not going to get paid the same day. Stripe and PayPal, especially, I mean, they can both be painful, but basically you're going to happen as you scale, and this is the journey that I've been through many times and that you'll go through and that I've seen many, many times, is that you're going to scale and then your money's going to be held, okay? And that's why you need capital. Don't think that if you get a winning product that you should just scale it to the moon. If you have a couple of $1,000 cash, remember that you'll be scaling, you'll be definitely getting a VA for customer service. Depending on where you are, you're going to have to get multiple VAs. You're going to be paying, like, you know, you'll have to start paying tax. Welcome to the world. And then you're going to have to start, there's not foreign transaction fees, there's transaction fees. There's all these fees that aren't illustrated here that happens in that journey, right? And on that 40K day, well, I didn't have any Stripe issues, but basically that's what will happen. I know many people that get blocked. It happens to Ad Manager as well. People ads account get penalized anyway, and so that's why I emphasize so much on that. I'm just sort of babbling, but anyway. So further to this anyway, back to the main story. Then optimized the ads. So again, I always use the same strategy with how I optimize ads. You look at the ads, obviously, and you look at areas for improvement. Whenever you want to improve something, or you see an area of opportunity, or you're not sure, then you duplicate it, and you duplicate it. So if you're on $5 budget and you've got a number of sales, I just duplicate it. I don't change anything. That's how I've always done it, and it works well because you're scaling. Because people think that you need to scale just in an ad set in terms of its budget. That's not necessarily true. What you can do, and this is what I prefer to do, is keep multiple smaller budgets and let automated rules, as well as just duplicating the ads. Overall, your budget's going to increase daily. Okay, and that's what I do. It does obviously mean that there's more management, and that is a pain. And that's just the downside of it. But that's what I do, is I manage all of these and optimize, and then set it always for midnight, same, and then the next day you're going to kill a heap of them because they're just going to be crap, and that's what happens, and that's what I do every day. And then I go and optimize the store, do that every day, and that is pretty much it. But as you start scaling, you're going to have as well the journey. I keep saying that, so I keep bringing myself back to it. But your supplier is going to have potentially issues depending on how far you're in. Most can handle 50 a day, and that's why I say make sure you contact your supplier, especially if you're scaling, and say, do you have enough stock? Can you handle this much a day? Blah, 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 blah. Build that relationship, get them on WeChat, okay? Keep in touch with them. There's going to be issues. Can they ship them? Can they not? What I also suggest is that if you have a really good relationship with your supplier, see if they have a warehouse in various parts of the world, especially based on where you're shipping them to and getting orders from. Most of you are going to be from the United States. That's just how this is. Most of the sales for e-commerce is from United States, followed by UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Those are the big five, and that's where you're going to get most of them. But you'll probably find that if you're getting a lot of sales, that your supplier will try and look into a warehouse in the US. There's plenty of other options as well. One being CJ Dropshipping, just for instance, which is a good service. And so you can have that. Of course, if you want, if you live in the United States and you have the capital, then of course, if you have the time as well, then you can buy on Alibaba as well. But I don't live in the United States, so I haven't done that because I don't live in the United States. And so anyway, then you're going to have those supplier issues. These are all things that you sort of have to consider. As long as you have a good team of honest people, like what I mean by honest people and a good team is that your VAs, like everyone in your team, they might be your team, but there's no I in team, okay? In everything in the world, there's no I in team, all right? And I speak to VAs all the time, lovely people, and they give feedback. There's a problem here, okay? ManyChat. All right, ManyChat, I made a typo. Someone's complained. All right, I'll go fix it. Takes me 2 seconds. And that's because I say to them, hey, please, if there are any issues, whether it's from email, whether it's from live chat, whether it's, that's pretty much it, to be honest. Email, live chat, then tell me. I might not get to it straight away, but this is why you use tools like Slack and Trello. You use these tools to help you jog your memory, and you use, it's in their best interest to help you because you're paying them, so they want to please you, but also the more they can help, the more you make, and the more likely they are to stay on long term. And I appreciate that. There's nothing worse than that. And that's why, this is all part of your journey. Is that you need to build friendships, you need to build relationships. That's really important. And other entrepreneurs, other people, this is all in the journey that's allowed me to build the skills to be able to do this. Don't get me wrong. This journey is not easy, okay? This screenshot some of you are going to be like, oh, you're a shit marketer, you're a piece of shit, you fuck, blah, 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 blah. Piss off. Anyway, and a number of you are going to be like, wow, wow. Okay, I look at that it's taken a lot of time and devotion to build up through thousands of ads. I don't even know how many, 10,000 at least ads that I have made, I'd say actually even more, over many months, that you start to figure it out. And I don't follow other strategies, and that's why from my journey, okay, what I'm getting at with this is that there's a few key points that I've found that can help you hit 1K day or $100 day. First sale, so I'm going to start from the start. First sale, $100 day, $500 day, $1,000 day, 5,000, 10, etc., etc. One of those rules is consistency. Okay, and one of those, and what that means, okay, for you, is consistency that you are going to have to fucking work your ass off. Right? If you think that this is something where you can sit on the beach and just make a lot of money, then you're seriously naive. Not trying to be a dick, but you are. I see so many, because stuff I'm trying to get into, I'm getting into now. I'm getting these ads again about, everyone wants to travel. Everyone wants to do this. Everyone wants to do that. You have to position your lifestyle for that. And if you think that you can do that once you find a single winner, that it's, the beach is now my friend and I am swimming in it, okay? That's not going to happen. If you actually think that that's going to happen, this is not for you, right? This is the journey that I've learned. When I got into this, my journey has been a long journey of many failed stores, many angry people, all the way to the point of this YouTube where people still get mad at me, Facebook people get mad at me, and I've learned from a lot of people, I've deflected from a lot of crap out there. You're gonna have to get used to that this is a lifestyle. Okay, this is not just the equivalent of working 9 to 5 or even less. There is that book, what is it, 4-hour work week? But that person is earning a truckload of cash, okay? We're not earning the amount that person is. He's been doing it for years, whatever his name is. And good for him. But if you think that you can do this in 4 hours in a week, that's not going to happen. If you think you can only do this in 10, not going to happen. You're going to work every day because you're going to get hungrier for more and more sales, and that's just what is going to happen. Okay, this is the reality of this world. Is you're going to spend most of your time doing this. That's a part of your journey. You're going to have to get used to this. I am lucky that I personally have always been an inside dweller. So this journey has always sort of molded itself partly around my passion. Okay, and my passion is realistically helping people. That's why I want, to sell my course. That's why I want more clients. That's why I want to go to seminars and that in the future. And yes, hate me for it. I don't care. That's my journey. I have realized that I love e-commerce so profoundly. However, what I love even more is e-commerce helping people, right? And I can't do all of this and, somehow go potentially in the future to seminars and stuff like that and expect to maintain this, because I can't outsource my Facebook. you can't. Especially, obviously if you got clients, they're outsourcing it to you, of course, but it's, it's something that, I know a number of people do, but that's something on my journey that I could never do. Because, well, frankly, I prefer to do it anyway. It's challenging, it can be mundane, it can be frustrating, especially with hundreds of ads, but you'll get used to it, okay? Get used to it. If you don't like this life, go into other industries. I am trying to help you. This might sound like a dickish thing, but this is all just stuff from my perspective. So anyway, on the journey, then, email marketing needs improvement. It's nowhere near where it needs to be. So there's a lot of focus on that, and then there's going to be more focus on messenger campaigns. Then there's going to be more focus on text message campaigns. And it's just, you're never going to run out of things to do. And that's where I'm at, is that whether I'm helping people doing ads, doing optimization, clients, because again, blah, blah, as I've said, then you're always going to have something to do. And that's actually personally what I like about it. Is part of the reason that I went on this journey is because I love working from home. I legitimately love the challenge. The challenge is half the fun. Even if this was like what, $190 spent for $400 back, okay, and I made $50. Oh, it's like, oh, $50, your shit, or $60 or whatever. That's $350 a week. I personally define that as massive success. That's money that you've generated, okay? Money that you've earned. And that's always been in my journey, and that's always a part of my motto. And that's what I think is one of my key strengths. And that's how I'm able to do this, is that I see the big picture. The big picture is that hitting these numbers is great. It's gotten a lot of people interested in what I do. But at the end of the day, I don't really care. It's the fun of it all, the challenge. And that's why I'm moving into other challenges. Clients, courses, all of that, because they're challenges. Okay? Part of my journey is that I've been very stubborn and over many years about being a very, I guess, not so much shy, but very quiet in terms of just on the net. And this has been a huge thing. I've been doing YouTube now for however many months, and just doing that, I have come such a long way, and I'm quite proud of that. And that's what I define as part of my journey too. This is just a reflection of that work, and this is a reflection that anyone can get, because at the end of the day, what it is it's about finding the right product just to the right audience, and then you scale it up. Okay? And look, that's the reality of it. And as long as you have a good back end, then you're going to be fine. People tend to overcomplicate it, and I know I used to too. That is not a flaw to overcomplicate it. Not a flaw at all, because we all overcomplicate things, and that's why you use analytics to try and remove that personal doubt, personal belief. And I've forgotten where I was going. I was just looking at something. Okay. Anyway. So that's why I want to add to this as well, that now you sort of have an idea that I'm not talking shit. Okay. I am not talking shit. All it would take is, I know a number of people like, oh, you're a scammer, blah, blah, you're just trying to sell your course. But I have the skills, okay? The important part with all of this is building the damn skills, okay? I know a number of you are all working full-time jobs, 9 to 5, and probably have families and other commitments, and I respect that. I have nothing but respect for the work and devotion that people put into achieving their goals, achieving their dreams, and making them a reality. And that's why I always will say that it's not about who earns the most, it's about who's the happiest. And I want you all to know that even if you never hit these figures, even if whatever, one sale is something you worked for, okay? And believe me, people will buy. When I got my first sale, I still remember it, I was shocked, okay? It was on my old website, my first website, the Everyday Diary, okay? And it was a diary store, and it was really bad. But I got a sale. Like from someone I didn't know, and I got a sale. I was so surprised. And that changed the whole world. And that has then, led me to many, many fails. The thing is that you always remember the failures more than you remember the successes, okay, the wins. And that's what we're, including myself, ingrained to believe. And that's why, I try and watch a lot of motivational videos, and I try and educate myself more and push myself, where I used to be nervous about a lot of things, nervous about this Now I tell myself I'm excited, because being nervous and excited is much the same thing, and that's part of my journey. Like, what's the next step in my journey? Okay, do I want to hit 100k days? Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, but I don't know why, aside from seeing the sales notifications, it really makes no difference. It's, it's just, if you're making $50 a day as opposed to however much a day, it really doesn't matter. It's the fact that you work for it, the fact that you can live your life how you want. Like, it's, I don't know how else to other to describe it than it's about you. And that's what I want you all to have a think about, just sit down about that. This journey is about you and what you want to do. Do you want to go down my path of eventually, making like YouTube channel, building a following, and, possibly selling a course, possibly this, possibly that, getting flamed. It's not fun. Okay, trust me, it's not fun, but you get used to it. Or do you just want to just earn a bit of side income? And do you want to stay in your job? Do you want to leave your job? Do you not? Do you just want side income to help support paying off your car loan or something? That's cool. And that's why the important part with this journey is not about who earns the most. It's about you, right? And at this stage, it's about me. I'm working insane hours every day. I get up at 7 and I go to bed at about 11:30, 12. And it's more about 12, yeah. And, so I work on average, I have some breaks, of course, there's no denying that. But I would at least work, I would say 13 to 16 hours a day. And that's purely from passion. Okay, I genuinely love this. I feel so fortunate, and that's why I feel so comfortable with e-commerce now. Like I understand the back end of Shopify, that I can pretty much do it with my eyes closed. I understand Facebook ads for e-commerce so well that there's that I can sort of do it with my eyes closed. But that doesn't mean that there's no such thing as room for improvement. Always room for improvement. If you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, right? That's something we've probably all heard many times. I'm not the smartest person in the room. I still have my mentors. I still have, and it's important to have mentors. It's important to have someone above you, because it's something to aim for. And, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging that you're not at the top. There's not a game about who earns the most. Again, it's a game about it's about you, it's you. And in this case, this is a journey about me. And I just wanted to be perfectly honest with that. Like, the 40k days has been a shitload of work, hours every day, hours upon hours in Ads Manager. It's optimizing. Oh, look at age. Nope. Okay, look at country. Sorry, country, then look at age. Then, all right, what can I further optimize on and split test? All right, how much VC do I have on this? Okay, how much VC do I have for this country? All right, how much for this? All right, now I can make lookalikes. All right, now I need to make 10 lookalikes just for these countries. Right, and I've become so good at making lookalikes through Trackify and putting them into ads that I can just. The main problem I have with Ads Manager, I'm not sure if everyone has it, but is the lag. I've got good internet. I don't know what it is, but I've tried multiple browsers, incognito mode, all of that, and I just get profound lag in Ads Manager. Now, I don't know if that's because of the amount of data in there or what, but it really fucking annoys me. Like, probably 20 minutes of my day is just wasted. Yep. And, you go and change something. And anyway, that's just me having a slight rant. So, if anyone's wondering what the next part, my core emphasis on my journey is keep doing this. I want to build clients, okay? If I want to get case studies because I want to sell my course, I want to go to seminars. I know that I'm very passionate about it. I know that I'm very excited about it. You should be too. Do you love e-commerce? Are you excited for it when you wake up in the morning? Do you wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it? Are you at work and you think about it? Well, then you have a passion. Then this is for you, okay? Then this is what you need to be doing. You know, and one of the parts, the final part with this journey is self-investment, okay? This is the one biggest problem that entrepreneurs have, myself included, is we can justify spending money where we need to, but if we don't need to, then we try and find ways to not do, okay? So let me put this in perspective. Again, Russell Brunson. I love his books, Expert Secrets here, and I got the .com secrets. You know, these fantastic books. They cost, what is it, $8? And there's no affiliate link. Anyway, and, you know, I have gone ahead, because I'm building my course, Perfect Webinar, bought his funnel scripts product. And that costs, in Australian, $750, okay? $750. A lot of people are like, what? For a single product? You know, but you have no idea how valuable of a tool that is, okay? You know, I watched his webinars. I absolutely love the guy to death. He's an absolute genius marketer, and I really strive to be like him. And if you want to be like someone, you have to pull out your wallet, okay? Don't just pull out your credit card for necessities. Pull it out for things of development, okay? What I've learned is that I have... so I'm doing this. I've got a Google course that I'm going through. I've got another course that I'm going through related to Google as well, and Amazon, because I just want to learn about these. And having a course, having books, all of this is always things that when you're like, oh, I don't feel like doing this, all right, I'll do this. You know, like, I'm going to be forever learning. I'm every day learning something new. Something that's going to challenge me, that's going to scare me, that's going to make me nervous, but also at the same time excite me. And that should be your journey too. I know that a number of us are in various forms of financial states, and I respect that. But don't ever forget that in order to achieve goals, you do have to invest. You know, you cannot expect... You look at any business, any huge corporation, the reason that they have board of directors is because they have shareholders who invest and they want that return, okay? They're giving money and they're wanting that return. It's the same with us, just on a smaller scale. And that's one of the keys to this, okay, is you have to invest so you can learn the skills, because by investing, you're putting something tangible, in this case money, so that you can get something back. And that's usually a skill, okay? And I have done that. I've wasted money on many stores, on many ads, and this and that. But I have learned, and I have acquired skills. And now people come to me, okay? People come to me like, how did you do this? How did you do that? You know, can you help me? Etc., etc. And I'm happy to help. And... you know, now I can turn that into profit as well. And this is what you guys can do. Don't just think like that for e-commerce, that's where it ends. That's actually where it pretty much starts. You know, like people that I know are crushing it on Google, people that are doing 1,000,000 times better on Facebook than me. You know, there's a lot of people out there that they're just absolutely crushing it. And this all comes down to just reinvesting. And, you know, that's why I say that the back end's important. You know, people are like, how do you get $80 average order value? Back end. Simple. Once you understand, then it all makes sense. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to leave it there. I've blabbered on enough. I sort of went off track. I tend to do that, and that's what I'm trying to actually improve. Did it again. But I hope you did like today's video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Okay, guys? Now, look, I want to add as well that I am doing in the... probably month, something, maybe probably start next year because I'll be too busy thinking about it. But I am working on what's called the perfect webinar. That's the term that is used. But I am going to be doing a webinar, a live webinar where I'll be giving away secrets. And I hope you are all excited about it. Okay, guys, I do want to get more likes and grow my channel, okay? What I am going to be doing is if I want you all to comment below, Ricky rocks. And for someone who wins, you're going to get a 15-minute personal coaching call from me. Okay? Just down below, just comment Ricky Rocks and I'll draw a winner. I'm just going to put in everyone's name in a random, I can't remember the name of it, and someone's going to get a 15-minute coaching call where we're going to go through, discuss things, and you're going to learn a lot in that 15 minutes completely for free, okay? And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing those once a week so that, I can teach people more. You're going to get that. And all you have to do is subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and comment down below, Ricky Rocks, because I do. Well, thank you very much for your time, guys. Have a lovely day.